Welcome to another edition of Rants, where I come on and go off about, well, whatever's honking me off today. So, Subway. No, not the way you travel in New York. I'm talking about the sandwich place. Subway, well, they've been in dire straits for the last few years, and, well, things are getting more dire for them. In fact, it just came out that Subway, over the past year, they have lost 1,000 franchises across the United States. So that adds up to a 5% contraction of Subway shops over the last year. Now, what could be one of the reasons why Subway stores have been closing a lot over the last year? Well, I think the COVID-19 pandemic has a lot to do with it. That's affected all restaurants around the country. But I think there's also another factor in the Subway shops closing across the country, and that is none other than Megan Rapinoe. Last year, as you remember, Subway, in their brilliant marketing strategy, decided, hey, let's go after an athlete who kneels during the national anthem, who basically doesn't like this country, and let's have her pitch our sandwiches. That went over well. That went over about as well as, say, the tank glider built by the Soviet military during World War II. Yeah, tank glider. I think you can figure out for yourself how well that went over, or down, as you can imagine. But anyway, again, Megan Rapinoe becomes a spokesperson for Subway. And, maybe she can't take 100% of the blame for all these franchises closing. But I'll tell you what, she certainly didn't help keep a lot of those franchises open. Last year, we saw Americans vocally disagree with the decision to have Rapinoe represent Subway. And I think it was in Michigan, maybe, where some person actually wrote a note and taped it on the door of a Subway saying, well, if you're going to have Megan Rapinoe as your spokesperson, I'm not going to eat here anymore. And the franchisee owners were complaining to Subway corporate saying, yo, you guys got to do something here, because with Megan Rapinoe as your spokesperson, this is hurting our bottom line. And apparently for a lot of Subway stores, it hurt their bottom line so much that they had to close. But, when you get an athlete who has divided the country so much, who goes out there, who kneels before the national anthem, even in the Olympics, Megan Rapinoe was part of the U.S. soccer team going to represent our country, and she kneels and disrespects our country for the national anthem. First of all, if you don't like this country, why are you representing it at the Olympics? Americans are fed up with this. Not only that, but Megan Rapinoe, according to reports, along with kneeling before the national anthem, apparently bullied some of her teammates to kneel for the national anthem as well. She just does not sound like a very nice person. She doesn't like this country. All indications are that she doesn't like it. And a lot of Americans have had it with these kind of athletes, and they're not going to support a company that has one of these athletes as a spokesperson. If you want an athlete who is not going to draw controversy, who seems very well liked by a vast majority of the country, why don't you get someone like Mike Trout from the Los Angeles Angels, and a fellow New Jersey guy as well? How many of us have heard any bad stories about Mike Trout? I can't recall any. Mike Trout seems to be a guy, he goes out, he does his job, does it very, very well. You don't hear any controversy about him. He seems to be universally popular. Why don't you get him for your spokesperson? And then maybe some of those Subway franchises, instead of closing, maybe some of them would have remained open with someone like Mike Trout, pitching your product. But no, let's go for an athlete who a lot of Americans do not like and who, quite frankly, does nothing but disrespects this country. Well, Subway, you just learned the big lesson of our time. It's the lesson so many YouTubers like to say. It's get woke and go broke. And you know what? I don't feel sorry for Subway one bit. Besides, who needs Subway? You got a lot of other franchises like Jersey Mike's or Firehouse Subs or Jimmy John's. And don't forget, you have a lot of just locally owned sandwich shops all over the country, including right here in our area in Prescott, Arizona, where you can get better stuff than they can give you at Subway. Heck, you can go to your local supermarket and get a better sandwich than what you can get at Subway. And most times, the local supermarket won't have an athlete who doesn't like this country as their spokesperson. Let me talk to you today about our sponsor here for Rants, H2O Health and Water Solutions. Does your toilet have rings that always need cleaning? Do you have hard water spots on your shower doors? Calcium buildup on your faucets? Just imagine what all of that is doing to the inside of your washing machine, dishwasher, refrigerator, your hot water heater, and what about the pipes inside your body? Buy a filter or be a filter. You can have clean, mineral-rich water without the buildup of unwanted toxins in your body and throughout your whole home. Call Vicki Johnston today at H2O Health and Water Solutions at 928-899-7504 or stop in and see her at the Prescott Gateway Mall. H2O Health and Water Solutions, our sponsor here on Rants. And be sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe to all of KYCA's social media, Facebook, Rumble, Instagram, Vimeo, and also follow us at kyca.info, our website. That's my Rant for today, folks. I'll see you next time.